Alright, so I wanted to talk to you guys about Fjords today, and Fjords is a really interesting map for a light tank, and I say this for a lot of maps, right? But Fjords is seriously one of those where I get on and I just have really mixed emotions with this map. Like sometimes I have great games, sometimes I have bad games. It just seems like there's hardly any in between on this map. It's either great or it's bad, and you're kind of going to see a good overview. Like I'll give you guys a good overview here. But I'm just going to spoil it from the beginning. This video, or this game, was a loss for us, and at the very end I retreated all the way back to their base to basically hold people off as long as I could, and that's what we had. So here is the A-20. I'm getting a few shots into the A-20. I'm making sure that I'm not going to get hit by the T-52, and now I'm going to start knocking these trees. And this is a play you can make on this map. I enjoy coming up to this hill real quick, and what I'll do is, just smack anyone who's running across, like going like this, running this way. And then I'll knock these trees, and you can sit in these trees. You can sit in these trees and wait for people to poke this little corner. You can do this, you just have to be really cautious that someone doesn't poke up right here, because it happens a lot of times to me. Someone will end up right here, and then what you have to do is start running away, and you have to run away from people that are going to be in this area, and you don't want to get hit by people in this area. There's a lot of crossfire that happens on this map. So here's the T-25 AT, and two more people end up poking here. Now, here's where I want to show you the overview of this map, right? I'll let this fight kind of happen. Actually, I'll pause it because we spot a couple people. Here's what happens on Fjords, guys. I'm going to outline for you. So you have this hill right here, right? This hill. The people that are sitting in this corner can shoot people that are sitting over here. And the people that are on this hill can shoot people that are sitting over in this corner on that hill, right? So you have two hills. That also applies to this area right here, this small area, same thing. And what you have is usually light tanks that will try and go through this line. And then you have like currently we're in here, but also people will try and experiment with sitting in this bush line. So that's what you have on this map. But the hill on this map is very important, because if you end up getting lit here and you try and run away, like, you have to be really cautious. This ridgeline is not that high and people will have shots on you. And again, you have to worry about all these people as well. So that's why Fjords is very tricky and interesting, I like to call it, because if you end up sitting out here and making the play that I made, you just have to be really cautious, and then on top of that, you'll have a light tank that'll try and progress into this area as well. So it's just a tricky map, man. It's really, really challenging to try and play this map as a light tank, in my opinion, because there's just risky options. And even like going out here is risky, man, because if I poke up and I spot someone here early on, like, all the tank destroyers are going to have shots at that guy and they get deleted off the map, right? So like this map as a light tank player, I'm telling you, it's really, really tricky. But that's how the crossfire works on this map. So you always have to be keeping an eye on the map and see who owns this portion of the map, and also see who kind of owns this portion of the map, how many people are here. And you just have to watch out for all this crossfire. Usually what ends up happening if you lose this side of the map is, like, all these people will push in like this, and then everyone else will push in like this, and you're kind of screwed. So you just come all the way back. Like, don't even bother trying to defend this from here. Just come all the way back to this rock right here. Trust me. Just go back to that rock. I've carried games from there before. And that's it, guys. So let's continue with this replay now, and you're going to see we spot the Type 58 here. I'll go 2 times because there's not much excitement until the end of the game, but we're trying to basically get shots at these guys. This is a neat trick. I use an HE shell to knock down this tree. You just put it right at the base of the tree and you can knock down the tree, and I just kind of shoot that for now, because what I want to do is I can see through this tree, but these guys can't, so I want to use it as an extra bush to shoot through if I'm going to shoot these guys, but they never poke enough for me to really get shots into them. So it's unfortunate now. M4A1 pokes up here, and then look, T-52 pokes up right where I told you guys he would poke up. So now I have to run away. Luckily, we kind of have the hill won. There's no one here but our AMX ELC, so that's fine. And I can just run to this rock to stay safe from people in this area. So I get lit there, or I'm still lit rather. I take an aggressive shot at the Type 58. I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited another couple seconds. But don't make this play that I made. I know none of these people were going to poke these trees, so I was fairly safe to make that, you know, play to kind of stick out and shoot him. But I wouldn't recommend like sticking out that far, and I wouldn't even recommend going where this M4 is going. Like, this whole area of the map is just really tricky. I'm telling you, like, he's fine because we've won the hill, but if we didn't have the hill won, this guy would be getting wrecked. So at this point in time, I'm seeing that a lot of people are on the map here, a lot of people are on the map here. Who's unlit? We have just a Hummel, we have a Semavente, and we have a Gorilla. And it's like, dude, I'm just going to go after Artie at this point and run right up the gut and try and get shots going this way. My goal was to try and hit like this BDR and T28 and all, so I come through like this. I'm able to get one into the BDR, and now I spot the Hummel. So now I'm going to take shots at the Hummel. You always want to eliminate Artie if you can. Like, always eliminate Artie if you have the option to eliminate Artie. Even if you get lit from it, just go after Artie. Semavente's in the mid, we see him. We're going to get one shot into the T28 here. That's beautiful, because those things are really hard to pen. And I'm just continuously looking for shots on these guys. I'm going to come down all the way through here. I was going to try and get a shot into the BDR through the tree. I hit him anyway on the move, but now I have to run away because I think it was the Gorilla that spotted me. Or perhaps, I think it had to have been the Gorilla. Like, that's my only guess, unless someone from the mid lit me and I just didn't see that on the map. But, and we basically have to run away now, right? Like, I'm about to come back up and start flanking these guys, but the M4 dies, and then everyone's dying here. Like, look, everyone just gets deleted off the map, basically. At this point, it was 6-9, now it's 6-12, and I'm like, all right, we're just going to lose this game at this point, right? Like, I was going to cap. I was even considering capping, and then once I just see the entire team melt off the map, I'm like, yeah, man, like, we have to just camp this out now. And I'm surprised, guys. I'm not one to, like, point out people's W and 8s, but look how many red players they had on their team. Like, I'm really surprised we lost this game. There's just a lot of bad and average players on their team. This is why I never trust when people say, oh, we have a 60% chance to lose this game or 70% chance to lose this game or whatever. Like, everyone's always talking about losing and not winning. And, you know, I'm just like, all right, whatever, man. Like, you can have your little, like, percentage thing from XVM, but I'm telling you, like, we got stomped this game, and this team is freaking awful. So I'm going to take shots at the T1 now. I'm surprised I can't pen him with the... Oh, I thought I had the APCRs loaded. But yeah, I can't quite pen him with the standard APs, so not frontally anyway. So I'm going to put a few more his way, and that's fine. And here comes the Semavente. I'm going to hit this guy once, trying to run away before I get hit by these guys. And now we just have to kind of hold our ground for as long as we can. I'm trying to get a shot into this guy, but the way the terrain works over here is so weird, man. Like, the hill over here is so challenging to try and get gun depression on. It's wild, so this guy ends up beating me with the gun depression. I'm just going to take one more from him. I don't really mind at this point because I know he has the littler gun. And there we go, I clean him up. And now the T28, I believe, or no, I think it's the T25 AT comes after me. So I'm kind of trying to get away here. Here's the T25. Luckily, he misses me. And now I'm just going to kind of play around with this guy, right? Trying to get a shot into him there. I was going to go around him, but that would leave me exposed, so I just come down here. I'm like, all right, I'll just die now, but he misses again. And now at this point, I can hit him one time, come back around him, and now I have the advantage on him, right? I'm going to try and track him, but it never works. Give him a nice ram there, and that's the end of the game. They end up capping out or something. It's like, I don't know why you guys would cap, but whatever, man. People cap out. And yeah, this was a 11,000 W&8 game. It was crazy, man. I did 2,400 damage, 3 kills, but I don't know, man. Like, we just lost this game, guys. Like, their team was just remarkably better than ours, even though by W&8 they were all pretty bad players, honestly. Like, they had a few okay players on their team, but like when you see red by W&8, like, usually these people are pretty gosh darn bad at the game, I hate to say, but I was just amazed that we lost this game by this margin. You'd think it would at least be close, but it wasn't. This is kind of how you're making things work on Fjords, guys. I saw an opportunity to run through the middle of this map and take crossfire shots. This is something you have to do as a light tank. You just always have to be paying attention to the map and seeing what's going on, seeing what plays you can make. We eliminated both Arties from this game. We got a little bit of crossfire, and you know, we didn't do too much for spotting. Honestly, we got no spotting damage, but I was able to give the team information and show them who was over in this A8 corner. That's all we can do, guys. I did 2,400 damage here. I will say half the damage I did once the game was already basically considered over, maybe a third of it. What can you do, right, guys? Like, you can't predict these kinds of things. So once this happened, I just ran to the back of the map, and I'm just going to wait for these guys to push into me. I'm kind of upset that they decided to cap out, because we would have had even more shots into the T-25, but it's all good, man. So first class game, 2446 damage, 3 kills, guys, 11 module damage. Again, we had some initial spots here, but no spotting damage, unfortunately. And we're top by damage here, and like, look at the team, man. The E-25 had a good game. Other than that, like, we had nobody really do that much damage here. Like, the KV2 might have had 1 penetration here or something. Other than that, this E25 did 831 damage. Everyone else did under 500 damage in the game. Like, it just wasn't a lot going on here. The T28 HTC really carried for their team, man. He did 4K freaking damage. And I'm telling you, these tanks, when you're going against lower tiers, like the tier 5s, like, you can't pen this thing for crap, man. I'm telling you. Even in my, I remember facing one of these things in my A20, and even with the gold rounds in the A20, you can't pen the tank anywhere. Like, even in the rear, I had to get like the flattest part of the rear of the tank to pen it. Like, you can't even penetrate the side or anything. It's kind of OP the way the armor works on the T28 HTC, IMO, but you guys might have other opinions. And take a look at the detailed report, guys. That's it. 29 shots fired, 24 hits, 20 pens. Type 64 is a freaking OP tank at tier 6 as a light tank in my eyes, and you can definitely see that in this particular game. And that's all. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you can learn something from watching this video on Fjords, guys, and I will catch you for the next one. Take care now.